Describing agriculture to people that have never learned about it before is kind of somewhat complicated. That's why I interviewed agriculturalists and non-agriculturalists to talk to me about how they use social media and if they knew anything about agriculture. Every day our population is growing. There are more people to feed, more houses to be built, more teachers to provide an education, and more of just everything. As our world grows, so does our social media. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The numbers of people getting involved is growing exponentially. The only thing that we can do is involve it in our everyday lives. I'm not talking about catching up on the latest gossip or checking if the person is single or not. I'm talking about how we can use this technology as a frontier for change. Use the technology to educate others in ways that no one else has done before. I hope by watching and listening what people have to say about agriculture and social media makes you want to be part of something great and makes you want to be a change for the future. How do you think you can promote agriculture education through social media?
Anymore with social media, almost every single person I can think of. So for Facebook, I have one friend who's not on Facebook. On Twitter, there's a few more people who aren't on it, but almost every single person I know gets their information, gets their stories via Twitter, Facebook, those different things. I think Twitter specifically can even just start promoting curiosity. So if ag teachers and stakeholders in ag education are tweeting out a picture about something their students are doing or something that's going on in ag education, the people that don't really understand it may start to pique their interest, and they themselves can do that research and figure out why ag education is so important.
Well, I think we've already seen ways that people have been successful with those guys out in Kansas that did a Farmin' and I Grow It on YouTube. And I think that Monsanto and CSX and a lot of other like big ag-related companies do a good job of spreading the message over social media. So I think it's really doable. I think Twitter and YouTube are probably the best ways to do it. I think Facebook's just become such a behemoth that it's just kind of unruly and we can't use it as effectively as it used to be. But I think Twitter is just quick, concise little blurbs about the industry that we can get out there. And then also YouTube is a way to just make it more entertaining and engaging. And it almost becomes an art form more than just putting information out there. You have to put it in a creative, fun way to get people to want to share it and put views.
How often do you use Twitter?
All the time.
I use it really often. I use Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check it often, so yeah.
I use Twitter a lot. I probably check it, honestly, 30 or plus times a day. If I have a couple minutes, I'll scroll through it. Whether it's just to see something funny, whether to see what my friends are doing. When I think something's happening in the news and I'm curious about it, although some of it might be misinformation, I look on there. I pretty much live on Twitter. I tweet multiple times a day. I'm on it a lot.
I actually don't have a Twitter.
Well, I use social media. Probably, I check Twitter and Facebook and Instagram like frequently, but I only like tweet and like post things maybe like 3 times a week.
What do you think agriculture is?
When I think of agriculture, I think of planting fruits, vegetables, and and like all that stuff for people to use and for people to use them for animals or, I don't know, plants.
I study plants, so agriculture for me is more about that kind of agriculture and crops and horticulture and less about livestock, but of course that's a really big part of it. I don't really know exactly what it is. When I think of agriculture, I think of like farms and like crops.
I think of farms and farmers and like animals and stuff.
If agriculture was in more social media, would you be more willing to like learn about it?
Of course I would.
Yeah, I guess if it's on Facebook or something.
Now that you saw the way people view agriculture, has your opinion changed? Has it inspired you to be that person that's going to educate others? Will you be that change?